Hello, welcome back to my channel. David is here, and today I want to let you know about a few but very important mistakes I really often saw and I needed to correct, which is super difficult once you are already in the mistakes and you kind of taught yourself and you practiced with all these mistakes. Yeah, this video is super important, and please watch it wisely and listen carefully, because if you really take care of this, you will have a way easier life with violin and you will improve way faster. Before we start, I would love you to subscribe if you like all the videos on the channel, and I hope it will help you out of whatever. And if you have any questions or ideas, whatever, put them in the comments and I will definitely read them all, and I will try to post videos to solve even more problems and to stay with you and to help you with your problems, questions, whatever. But now let's start with point number one of the biggest mistakes I figured out through all my life. Point number one is the key signatures. I really experienced that a lot, especially beginners. They kind of start to play the violin, and they are kind of there, like the way they hold the violin, everything is not really there. It's still shaky and it's still not solid, but they go already for really a lot key signatures, playing pieces with a lot key signatures. I really don't recommend this. You should stay as long as possible with, let me say, scales only, and scales without any key signatures, just to put this to really to play proper basics and to get them that solid that it's kind of really your blood and you breathe it. Okay, once you're solid with this, you slowly can start for a cross or a B or whatever, but don't go too fast into too many key signatures. This is a mistake. Really take your time. The more solid you are with the basics, the faster you will improve later. This I can promise you. Point number two is positions. Often I really heard, and I also see, and also I got questions like how to play really good the second and the fourth position. My answer to this is pretty simple. Stay as long as possible 1 and 3, first and third position. Why? Because my experience in playing in my orchestra, playing solo and teaching for now more than 25 years is that the most amount, actually all the pieces are written and all the music you're going to play is really good to play with these positions. And there are a few spots always you can of course go for the second and the fourth position, but same, the better you are with the first and the fourth position, the better and faster you will learn the second and the fourth position. So if the question is, how can I learn the second and the fourth better and faster? My answer is, get more into 1 and 3, learn it way better, that it's really there and you don't need even to think about it, and all the shifting is perfect. Once you got this, it will be way easier to learn the second and the fourth position, but stay with the basic. And the basic position wise is 1 and 3. This is my opinion and also my experience. It works really good that way. Point number 3 is often the people, the students, whomever playing the violin, they really go too fast into too difficult pieces. My opinion on this is, first, choose pieces which are really also suits to you. If you're a beginner or an early intermediate, go for pieces for music which you really like, which you really love, because the more passion you have, the more passion you put into the music which you play, the more fun you will have. And we know with a smile things are improving way faster. Okay, so the more passion you generate yourself because you play really the music you love to play, the faster you will improve. Because my opinion is, even if certain music is kind of simple, still you can work on the sound, you can work on to put everything, the basics, more precise, better, to improve a lot of things. You don't need to go too fast forward, because the key to success is time. Take your time. This was number 3. Number 4 is also too many pieces. I see often students, they have a bunch of like 15, 20, whatever, also 10 is too much pieces, and they're drowning themselves into all this music. It's not necessary. I really recommend to put, as long as possible, actually lifetime, the focus on the scales. The scales are really, this is the workout. No workout, no success. Pretty simple. It's same in sports and everywhere. So just put the focus on the scales. Start to love them. Start to really to enjoy them. I will make a video about scales soon. And the more you do this, and then you go for 2, 3 really nice pieces you're gonna play, but not more. So you will have more time to focus more and to work on it. Okay. Point number 5 is that this is maybe a bit delicate, but often I see people, they start playing the violin and they kind of course, a lot or some, they can afford a really great violin with a nice sound. And I find this is not necessary, because the better a violin is, of course, it makes maybe more fun to start with a great violin. But the loss gonna be maybe that you learn how to get even a good sound out of a shitty violin. This is just a method I really learned myself, and I find it's a cool method, kind of from Russia, to be able creating the maximum great sound, even if the violin is really worse. So my opinion on this: if you're a beginner, intermediate, don't put too much money into the violin. Just go for a good. My suggestion is always used old violin, a bit old violin. No need to go for a brand new violin, because you can find a good violin used and a bit old for the same price. Believe me, just take time again. The next point, which is number 6, scales. Often I really saw people, they play 1 week one scale, and then in one tonality, and then next week another tonality. I find this is not necessary. I think scales should be really like pieces. Don't change them too fast. You need to get comfy with one tonality, and then you work really, you get 100% sound, 100% everything you can kind of suck out of the scale you learn or you play right now, the maximum. And once you're really fluent with everything, and I mean really everything, then you change. There is no need to jump every week from one tonality to another, because this makes life harder, and it's not necessary, because actually you never arrive in the soul, in the heart of the scale, right? Because you're almost comfy with this, and then you jump to the next one. My suggestion is, don't do this. Take all your time, and once you're really good with one scale, whenever it's gonna be, then you change the tonality. The next point, which is number 7, the setup. Pretty easy. Check the other video I put about the chin and the shoulder rest. Often people really choose the wrong setup here. This is so important, because it really will make a huge difference. Check how is the distance here. You should be really able to hold the violin without changing a lot of things here. Sometimes the people, they go like weird way, like this, whatever. This is already not the right way. Old school is old school, but in the past we know people, they knew less than we know today about our body. So go for a good shoulder rest, a good chin rest that you feel super comfy. It will make life easier. And the last point is in general about the right and the left arm. What I want to say is pretty simple. Check that your finger, the 4th one, is always up. Always the mistake I saw, finger is here, and then what it makes, we are human, this is animal-like, we grab. And this stresses, this makes the sound like this, okay? So the 4th finger up, and try really to force. It should stay always above the strings, but up, okay? Maybe at the beginning it's a force, but after a while, believe me, it's gonna be automatic and you won't think about it, and it will stay always here. It's a huge plus for a lot of techniques, because the finger is always there. And we know the 4th finger is really the weak one. The other thing is, this point of your hand should be always attached to it, and the thumb should stay round. Never like this, because it's grabbing again. So it's just a click. You kind of put the violin in here. Both points, this and this, are attached. That's it. fourth finger above. And the right arm and hand, there it's important that also the fourth finger is always on the bow. Even if you saw professionals playing without the fourth finger, one day you can do it. But at the beginning, it's important that you leave it on it. Because the ones who can play the violin and they remove it, once you learn the feeling, you can do it sometimes. But for the beginning, it's super important. The fourth finger should be on it. And the other thing, question often, the hair, it's okay if it's touching your finger here, the thumb, right? Especially if you're here playing at a very, very low point. Yeah. So these are the points for now. What I think the most mistakes. If you find more, put them in the comments. I'll put another video, no problem. But check this one and really, really take care of all of this because it will make life so much easier. I hope you loved the video. I hope this will make you better playing the violin, improving. And now grab that thing and go practicing. Bye.